Stillness and abundance, beautiful people. Love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance. Love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance. Love and light, health and wholeness to the cosmic consciousness and soul control family. I hope this moment finds everyone in the highest vibration, the highest frequency, the highest version of your true and authentic self. I'm out here tapping in with nature, with the birds. I made them fly off. Yeah, grounding with Mama Gaia. Staying connected. As well as linking it with Father Sky. So all the sons and daughters of the sun, the children of the sun. Hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Since the full moon, it's been kind of rough energetically. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been feeling it. So I had to pull back and go into the caverns of myself, go into hermit mode, you know, to integrate and polarize the influx of the incoming energies, you know, plasmatic and gamma ray frequencies. We're gonna get ready to go to the fire here. Tap into this frequency of fire right quick, family, before we get off into the word for the day, the messages that came through. Give us something to talk about. See where we vibrating at on the grid. Let the smoke clear out unwanted frequencies, lower vibratory energies. Most High's acknowledgement to our innermost self, our inner being, our ancestors and ancestral spirits, our spirit guides, all of the highest order, Ashe. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. 3 times to the cosmic consciousness and soul control team. I'm feeling absolutely great, marvelous, wonderful, and all words of that nature. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all, in the truest and authentic version of your authentic self. I was meditating earlier. Out of the many meditations I get a chance to do, when I get a chance to do them, because contrary to popular belief, I don't just sit around doing nothing at all. Many people that may know me may think I have time to just sit around and do nothing at all, but I have a lot of things going in my life. However, at 12:55, the time 12:55 is magnified to me. So I looked it up, 12:1255, and it spoke about being a service to others. And that message, that impulse, that synchronization came at a good time, because at the moment I wasn't sure if I was, I was unsure if I was going to record or anything today. I've been off the grid for a few days, and it was needed spiritually. Nothing external, but just spiritually. What I needed, I needed to do work internally, and I hope we all been doing work internally. But anyway, the things that I speak on today is going to revolve around about being of service to others. So I'm gonna say, and starting out, I'm gonna say, when you blessed with many talents and gifts, be generous with them and use them to uplift the lives of others. Um, and it's crazy that that's what the message was, because it gave me the opportunity to see that even in my lowest vibratory times and energies, or what people would call the lowest places of my life, with what the source or divine or the God or whatever you want to call it, the universe gave me in coming onto this planet, I discovered my gifts and my talents through many different experiences, and how it will one day be able to be of service to others, even if it's only through sharing my story or sharing my truth, or having the courage to share. With that in mind, don't dumb down yourself or your story to make other people feel comfortable. Stand firm and stand up firm in the truth of your truest and authentic version. With that in mind, when you're doing that, sometimes it'll make you a loner. Not that you're alone, but it'll just make you live the life of a loner. And many times in my life, I didn't understand why I happened, to carry that role. No matter how many people I was associated with, I was always pretty much a loner. And just with that in mind, I would say, you got to be strong to be alone. I came into many qualities in the times that I spent by myself, no matter how many people I was surrounded around. And the worst thing you could do is feel alone when you're surrounded by a bunch of people. Not only does it say something about you, but it says something about the people that you're around. You got to be strong to be alone, because it's not an outside thing. Not when you truly understand. It's a lot going on, family, and it's a lot of people going through it, whether you know it or not. It's a lot of people going through it. I've been going through it, like I said before, not externally, only internally, because I live from a spiritual place first, then material. Most people live from a material place, trying to exercise a spiritual life, and you're probably going through a whole bunch of chaos. That's neither here nor there. My purpose is, I am aware, as many of us may be aware. It's a lot going on, and a lot of us are going through it. I send encouragement, I send inspiration, I send motivation, I send strength, I send well-being. But the purpose of the things that's going on, whether you feel it energetically, or you see things taking place in your life, in your relationships, in your business, or wherever it's touching at, it's a split between 3D, and 5D. The energies, third dimensional energy, gotta be flushed out, because by now we should have to transform ourselves into fourth dimensional beings, able to integrate and polarize the fifth dimensional and higher energies that's coming in. If not, you probably it's the shifts that's occurring is probably more rougher on you than others. But like as I was saying, it's been rough on me as well, but positively and beneficially so, because of my awareness. And if you know better, you should be able to be doing better no matter what we're going through. It's necessary to level up and glow up. Also, you have to have the discipline to be able to disconnect when needed from anything, everything, and anybody, to hear yourself speak to yourself in order to be able to raise your vibration and frequency. You need self-time. You need to cultivate self-love. Self-love is time to yourself. Not time to yourself spent with the family. Not time to yourself spending with your partners or your girlfriend. It means time to yourself. Go sit into the park somewhere, if it ain't but 5 or 10 minutes, and just hear yourself speak. It's necessary to raise your vibration. It's only begun as we take the steps we need to make. And it shows us if we got what it takes to make it. If I ask you, How many identities do you have? What would be your response, family? How many identities do you have? Most people think they only got one identity, and most people think that the person that they see in the mirror is who they are. But if you watch people and if you observe people in their interactions, you'll see that people shift from moment to moment, from character to character, from persona to persona, depending on what's going on in front of them. I bet you, just pay attention. I was reflecting on a quote. I think it was maybe Gandhi that said it. Plant trees under shade where you don't plan to sit. Another way that I say that, and messages that I give to people, I say it's easy to give something to somebody you know, but give something to somebody that you don't know, who you're not familiar with. That's the same thing as planting trees under shade where you don't plan to sit. It allows you to be mindful of the harm that you have caused others. And it allows me, or I'll say me, it allows me to be mindful of the harm that I have caused others, and allows me to be grateful, of the assistance that have came from others. It creates balance. And with that in mind, it's another reason why I enjoy meditating, because in my meditation, today my meditation spoke to me and said, meditation ain't about how long I sit there. Meditation is about how deep I can go. And I'm going to share that to y'all today. Meditation ain't about how long you can sit. Oh, yeah, man, I can meditate for an hour, I can meditate for 2. Yeah. What you brought back from your journey? How deep did you go? How much self-work did you accomplish? That's what it's about. Life either make us function in one or two frequencies, and pertaining to our self-confidence, our self-esteem, our self-identification. And those two frequencies are, you either think you're the best of the best, or you either think you're the worst of the worst. And depending on how we have been raised in our individual families or whatever, it amplifies those one or two frequencies in us all. And that's how, it's crazy, but it's a truth to it, because that's how we think about ourselves in one form or another, even if we don't know it, or whether or not we pay attention to it. But in close analyzation, you'll see the type of impacts that influences and life experiences have had on us. And that poses another question. What are you uncovering in yourself? What are you uncovering about yourself? Because I don't want to use the word discover, but what are you uncovering? Because we heal by layers, so that means we got to go through the layers to get to the root of the matter. And when we get into the root of the matter, the more we uncover, we should be coming into self-realizations. What are you uncovering in yourself? What is it? What's inside of you showing you? What is what inside of you showing you through everything you have already experienced? Because some of us, we be planning for the future, man, but we ain't planning for what we got to experience. I'm going to say that again. We be planning for the future, and we ain't planning for what we going to have to experience to accomplish that future. So what is what you have already experienced showing you to make you better prepared and better equipped for the future we so quick to, try to think ourselves into? Another question. Are you the type of person that it makes you happy to see someone else unhappy? In the frequency of number one, and we are number one, but I think we use it in the wrong ways. Everybody want to be number one, and everybody probably believe they are number one to some extent or another. That's okay, even if we don't voice it to ourselves, we probably voice it to ourselves, but we don't voice it to other people. But that's neither here or there. It's okay. It's a natural response. It's a natural attitude. Self-preservation. My point is, It is a natural attitude, but not always used in the best manner. Unless life experiences get the better of us or we give others the best of us while depleting ourselves, it probably isn't the best. It doesn't have the best attributes. But it happens. And where it has happened, it gave us valuable lessons, and that's the point. How have your life lessons made you number one to yourself? Whether others feel you're number one or not. How have your life lessons made you number one? Because there's nothing outside. And it's so important to adapt the mentality of nothing being outside. It's so important to adapt the discipline of reacting versus responding, because we're in a fear-based society, whether we recognize it or not. We are in a fear-based society, not a fact-based society. The good thing is we woke, for those of us who woke. And the good thing about being woke is we're able to work out the kinks, one person at a time, one soul at a time, collectively. Every time someone chooses to start waking up, and for those of us who continue waking up in our awareness and working our way out this third dimensional matrix of mentality. What is self-service? Which brings us to what is self-service. And my self-definition of what is self-service is anyone in service for self. Anyone in service for self rather than service. Let me say it again. Anyone in service in self. Anyone in service in self rather than service for self. That is self-service. Anything else has breeded competition and greed. All we got to do is look at the state that we in as humanity. Equality is knowing because someone may have more than you, don't make them more than you. I'm going to say it again. Equality is knowing, family, that because someone may have more than you, don't make them more than you. And a mistake that egotistic people make is thinking that everybody need them instead of focusing on those who really do. And last but not least, us never seen her. Chill. Y'all pardon the dogs. They barking at life as it happened. But last but not least, as I was saying, the only thing, because when none of us never seen a hearse behind a U-Haul, correct? I know I haven't. And since we ain't never seen a hearse behind a U-Haul, the only thing that stays with us from birth to the time of our transition is our breath. I'm saying that to say, you know when you're stressing because your breathing is out of control. You know when you're in fear because your breathing is out of control. You know when you're in panic because your breathing is out of control. Y'all get the point. Life control begins with breath control, but nobody ever taught us that. I love y'all. Inspire, compliment, encourage. Motivate others. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Be the highest light in your life to shine light in the lives of others. This is not a selfish journey. It is a selfless journey. You know, the more you're able to do for others, the universe will do for you. I truly and sincerely believe that. Like, comment, share, you know, support has many forms. Otherwise, you're just coming here to put me under surveillance, and that's okay too. I hope you grow from this as well. And that, I love y'all family. Feel good for no reason at all. And I'll see y'all when the universe permits. Salute to God. We out.